Hey, how's it going, guys? Chris here. Today we're going to be investigating Australia's richest tradies. So I've done a few videos on how uni degrees aren't, what they used to be, and it's harder to get jobs as a uni student. And even if you do get a job straight out of college or out of uni, the likelihood of you getting a good paying job is low. You're probably, you got all these HECS debts. So there's a lot of cons to it. So we're going to look at the tradies, see how much they're making. Obviously, they're going to be making good money. However, there is a lot of cons, like damage on your body, wear and tear. You can't do it forever, sadly. Comment down below if you were a tradie, or you had a trade, or you worked as a tradie. What was your experience? How long were you a tradie for? Did you have to give it up because your back broke, your knees can't work anymore? What did you get injured? Love to hear from you guys. Let's get into this video.
Today I'll be investigating the future of tradies and how they could hold the next high-paying careers in Australia.
I know a fair few millionaire tradies.
With many innovations relating to sustainability happening all across the country and employment credentials in 2024 rapidly changing every single day,
some of the builds can be up to $5 million.
The question is it better for teens to drop out of high school early and pursue a trade?
Holy shit.
Let's find out.
What do you do for work?
I'm a forklift driver.
I work construction.
I work in KPMG operations.
And what's the pay like?
Pretty good, yeah.
6 figures?
Close.
So I get paid an hour, so it's like 35 in a daytime, and at nighttime is around 40.
About $35 an hour.
Do you need a university degree to get into your field?
No, just go to academy and take a 3-day course and you can get a license.
No, I just need to have a white card.
And do you have a degree?
Yeah, I have a degree. Did commerce. Didn't get me the job, but I think it definitely helped having.
Would you ever consider becoming a tradie?
I've done it before, like labouring. Nah.
Do you think tradies can potentially earn more than, someone that works in a nice fancy office building?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
After hearing it from the general public, we headed to a...
If you look at Sparkies and whatever, they're earning over 100K. And then if they go to the mines, they're making, $100 an hour. It's not rocket science to be a tradie. The problem is, it's just hard on your body. And, she was, there was that chick that was a forklift driver. Forklift drivers get paid pretty well. And all you're doing is driving a forklift around. Is it the most interesting job? Hell no. Is it the best on your back? Probably not. You look at, when you're driving around in a forklift, there's no suspension on that thing. The seat's fucking shit. So, is that the best job in the world? Hell no. But does it pay the bills? Yeah. It pays more than going to Macca's. And working there. If you were at uni, there's no reason you should ever really work at Macca's. I think that's a pretty underrated career, being a forklift driver. They're pretty high demand. And there's obviously progression in every trade, right? So even a forklift driver, for example, it's not a trade. Let's get that one clear. But, you can be a forklift driver, then you can go to those container ones. Those guys make fucking bank. So that's a little thing for you guys to get into.
Nearby worksite to see what the day-to-day for a tradie in Sydney is like. But first we quickly ran to Bunnings so I could look the part. And after making sure my new outfit worked, it was now time to enter the worksite.
Just another day in the life, guys. Someone called in backup?
Backup?
Yeah. Cool. I'm here to help out with the house.
And I got talking to the boys who spend their days working with their hands.
Jamie, nice to meet you, bro.
And after getting a quick carpentry demonstration,
Probably want earmuffs as well.
it was now my turn to have a go.
You guys do, please do not get hurt.
Try not to, no promises. So bro, when you were back in high school, did you always want to be a tradie?
Not at high school. Went to university and then got a degree in commerce. Worked as an accountant and in Bank of Ireland. Decided it wasn't for me. and then then decided to do a mature age apprenticeship. So
And what about this job is it that you like?
you're kind of moving around all day, not stuck at an office or a desk. Every day is a little different.
What's the sort of salary that you can earn in your position potentially?
I suppose sky's the limit really if you want to go out and work on your own or set up your own company.
Yeah.
Or if you stay an employee, I guess it's set as probably like every other carpenter's.
After talking to Joe, we then went upstairs with Jackson, another labourer here on the job site.
Down, side to side doesn't really matter.
Yeah, cool.
And see those little bumps, you just want to get them out.
After a quick demonstration, it was now my turn to do some sanding
Oh, this?
Yeah, bro.
and ask Jackson some questions about his work.
And Jackson, how much can someone make, being a tradie in this day and age?
Anywhere from 80 to, I don't even know, 200-300 grand a year.
Yeah, not bad. Did you personally go to uni?
Yeah, you hear a lot of people go to uni, drop out, pick up a trade. And yeah, like uni's not for everyone, and that's the problem with the school system. It sort of pushes everyone into uni at the moment. Like I personally went to uni for a couple of years. Wasn't for me. I dropped out. And in my current job, I'm making all right money. Like if I do the hours, I can be making well over 100 grand a year. But obviously the problem is, working 60 hours a week, there's not much work-life balance there. And, you're paying crazy tax. Like, is it worth it? Probably not. So to actually, if you just be a sparky and you get 40, 50 bucks an hour, that's probably your best bet. Like if you're chasing money, be a sparky, be a plumber. Obviously like boil makers, welders, they make good money too. There's so many trades that you can get into. Like honestly, if I was you guys, probably check out the comment section. There'll probably be a few blokes hopefully that post what trade they do and like the hourly or salary that they were making. That would be really good and help people out. If you were a tradie or are a tradie, comment down below what you make.
I went to TAFE.
So you've got no degree on you?
No.
And what made you want to be a tradie in the first place?
School wasn't really for me, so left school and went into becoming a tradie.
You dropped out early?
Yeah, year 9.
Year 9?
Yeah.
Wow.
End of year 9.
And why do you think a lot of people don't want to be tradies in this day and age?
Too hard, lazy, don't want to get dirty.
And
that's 100% true. Like people are freaking lazy. But I would say a good thing about, the bad thing about tradies, I've said it plenty of times, like if you are doing the hard work, how long can your body keep up with it, right? And you don't want to, work your whole life, get to 60, 65, 70, go into retirement, and then your body's completely fucked. And what can you do for the rest of your life? So that's why a lot of people want office jobs, but office jobs aren't even that good anyway for your body. Like unless you got like standing desks and whatnot, they're no better for you health wise. Sitting all day is not good for you.
Personal question, how much could you say you're personally on per year from, this line of work?
I think it's about 90, 95.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
How old are you?
22.
22?
Yeah.
And you're almost at 100k a year.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, man.
I was shocked by how early Jackson entered the workforce, and after finishing sanding, I went back downstairs and spoke to Kyle, who showed me how to use a nail gun.
Line up the timbers together, make sure the ends are nice and flush.
Yep.
Engage the gun.
Holy shit.
There you go, shoot away.
Shoot?
Yep.
Do you think a lot of people are becoming tradies these days, or they're sort of swaying away from it?
A lot of young people these days are going for more of a university degree. The numbers of people learning trades over the past 12 months have rapidly decreased. So if you run your own company, some of the builds can be up to $5 million.
Do you have a university degree or not?
Nah. So I've done my builder's course too.
And if you don't mind me asking, how much do you think you're sort of on a year?
Can be around 80 to 90,000.
After hearing from some
And see, like 80, 90,000, it's not crazy money, right? But they don't have to have HEX debt, which, for the first 3, 4, 5 years of your working life, you're paying that off. And that could be a significant chunk of money coming out of your money, your pay each week, because it's obviously deducted when you sign up to be an employee at a company. You tick a box and then you're getting deducted X amount of dollars to pay off your HEX debt every single week. And that could last for a long time. And especially when it's, cost of living crisis at the moment where people are struggling to get by. that extra 100, 200 bucks a week that's getting deducted out of your wage, that adds up, right?
The boys on the work site and getting an idea of how much they make, Joe wanted to share a little bit more with us about his life.
How does being a tradie compare to, say, being an accountant like you were before?
Working as an accountant, I had a lot of stress. Find it a bit hard to sleep at night sometimes. But here, once I clock off and leave, I can't take my work home with me.
So Joe, what's your daily routine like as a tradie? What time do you wake up?
5:35. Yeah, literally get everything set up for the day at 7 and then literally just start powering out through.
Yeah, cool. And you clock off at what, around
4?
4 p.m.
4, yeah.
And do you find that, in your sort of career path, you can do most of what you want to do with the income earned?
At the moment, I'm like a mature age apprentice. Not quite at the moment. Probably 2 years after that, again, income should go up.
And what do you think your definition of success is in life?
Kind of happiness and finding that job that lets you have a social life as well and after work life balance.
Yep.
So yeah.
And do you have any regrets in your life?
I wish I did this sooner. I'm 34 now. I wish I did it sooner because I'd be a hell of a lot better at 34 as a qualifier.
In terms of financially?
Yeah, financially and also at my work as well because 10 more years experience.
What advice would you give to those out there considering becoming a tradie?
Just do it. Pretty much just go and seek, find an apprenticeship, start there. Try not to get bogged into maybe labouring, just go for an apprenticeship, go through it for 4 years and then should be pretty good at the end of it.
After that heartfelt conversation with Joe, we were then introduced.
At the end of the day, yeah, just giving it a crack and giving it a go is the most important thing. If you are not liking your current situation, whether it's going to uni or whatever, then the best thing you can do is try something else. There's no point sticking out something that you're not passionate about, not wanting to do. Obviously, being a tradie, you're not going to be passionate about what you're doing. But you might actually enjoy it more than what you would do. If you went and did an office job, that was pretty poorly said, but I think you get what I mean. You might not enjoy, you might not love what you end up doing, but it might end up being better for you mentally and, you actually can clock off at the end of the day, not bring work home with you. You set number of hours. There's no stress in a tradie role compared to being being an office job or whatnot.
Introduced to Michael, a construction business owner who was nice enough.
And that's the big thing, right? If you can start up if you do want that stress, start up your own business as a tradie. You'll be golden.
To invite us over to get a look at what the top echelon of the construction business is like. We finally arrived at Michael's house, where he showed us around while we asked him a few questions.
Amazing, let's check it out.
No worries.
How many bedrooms is your house?
5.
And do you have a family?
Yeah, I got a wife and 2 beautiful little girls.
Oh, amazing. When did you buy this house?
2-3 years ago.
And if you don't mind me asking, how much did this cost you?
1.8.
1.8. And what's the value now, do you think?
2-ish.
2-ish? It's pretty good, man. What's your favorite room of the house?
Probably the lounge.
Spend most of your time here?
Bit of sport, bit of TV, can't complain.
Yeah, cool. And do you think Aussies could sort of possibly perceive being a tradie or working a trade as unattainable to get this sort of house?
I can see why not, yeah. Well, especially in Sydney as well, It's an expensive place to live. So, look, work hard, get stuck in, and you can do whatever you want, really.
After a quick tour of Michael.
And that's the thing, as long as you have the motivation, the drive to push yourself to the next level, yeah, the sky's the limit. However, most people don't want to do that. So, just being a base level tradie, can you get by? Yeah, you can. And is it a good enough lifestyle for most people? Yes. However, again, that physical part where obviously there'll be people in the comments saying oh, I'm fucking 80 years old and I have no body problems and I was a tradie my whole life. There's obviously going to be people like that. But then there's going to be the other side where their knees are fucked. You can name a body part and it will be, stuffed up. There'll be one case for that. So, yes, there are people that obviously don't have any issues physically from being a tradie, but there are also a lot that do have problems.
His beautiful home. We followed him outside and asked him a few more questions.
So Michael, how much money can you make as a tradie?
I know a fair few millionaire tradies.
And how do they become millionaires?
Hard work, get a trade, do your thing. And
being a tradesperson.
Hard work, yeah. But also not, overspending what you make. You can make $100,000 a year, but if you're spending 90K of that, you're not really going to get to $1 million anytime soon. So being, wise with your money is a big thing that a lot of people aren't aware of. Like, I don't know, like, yes, we're sort of in a cost of living crisis, but the main problem is people are, cost of spending. Like, people are they just spend. And they're spending like they're making so much money, but they're really not. Like, you hear about, like, it's cost of living crisis, but yet you hear everyone's still going on holidays and stuff. So you gotta, be like, is it really a cost of living crisis?
Position. How lucrative
The answer is yes, but for a lot of people, it's just they overspend.
can it be for some people?
Realistically, it's endless. It depends how much risk you want to take. There's a lot of rewards to be taken.
I think there's a misconception in society where people think you have to have a degree to make good money. If you're comfortable, how much would you say you're personally on per year?
I'm probably not keen to tell you.
If I guess?
You can have a guess.
Would it be like a few $100,000?
Yeah.
So a few $100,000 a year?
Yeah, I
With
do.
no degree and being a tradesman?
Exactly. School of hard knocks.
Yeah, nice, okay. Are there any trades that someone can adopt where they start at a base of $100,000 to begin with?
Pretty sure if you got into the mining, you can get that sort of figures straight off the bat.
I mean, you don't even need a trade to go into the mines and make $100,000 a year. And it's pretty good. For a lot of people, it works out well for them, 7 on, 7 off. But the thing you got to realize is you're not available on those 7 days you're working, compared to when you work in a city or a town or whatever. You can, have dinners and whatever after work. But when you're in the mines, you're gone for those 7 days.
You said you own your own building company, so are any of your staff members on a few $100,000 a year?
Yeah, most all the foremen are, yeah.
And what sort of salary would that range from?
Sort of 100 up to, with a package, probably 140-ish.
And are there any young kids on that?
Yeah, there's one. He's probably 27.
He's only like what, 100, 150?
Yeah, around there, yeah.
What pathways are available for people that might want to adopt a trade one day?
Most schools that I know of have a pathways teacher where they might reach out to businesses and go, got a kid here who's looking for some work experience. Do you guys want to give them some work experience? Like, I've taken a few kids on.
Thank you for your time, bro. Appreciate it.
After a long day of seeing what these alternative careers in Australia are like, I was truly surprised by the lack of qualifications needed to earn 6 figures in today's society. And I'm hopeful for the future of young Australians looking to make it big without having to spend years and years on a long and expensive university.
Expensive, that's the main problem, right? You're not earning any money and you're paying to be there. And you might not even get a job at the end of it. I'd love to hear what you guys think below about, is it better to get a trade? Is it better to go to uni? What's the best option out there? I'd love to hear what you guys think. And if you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe and, like the video. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.